Hi, I'm Iris Matthews, a romance author. Thanks for coming back to join us for more conversation on point of view. We've been looking deeply at first-person point of view. Another way a narrator might be unreliable is if there is a reason they can't remember what happened, amnesia or whatever else. We're going to talk about Life of Pi by Jan Martel. Pi Patel is the son of a zookeeper. He and his family board a boat with their animals to move the zoo from India to North America. Disaster strikes, and Pi survives the sinking of their boat for 227 days aboard a life raft. Spoilers ahoy! Chapter 8. Just beyond the ticket booth, Father had painted on a wall in bright red letters the question, "Do you know which is the most dangerous animal in the zoo?" An arrow pointed to a small curtain. There were so many eager, curious hands that pulled at the curtain that we had to replace it regularly. Behind it was a mirror. But I learned at my expense that Father believed there was another animal even more dangerous than us, and one that was extremely common too, found on every continent and every habitat, the redoubtable species Anomalous anthropomorphicus, the animal as seen through human eyes. We've all met one, perhaps even owned one. It is an animal that is cute, friendly, loving, devoted, merry, understanding. Chapter 13. So you see, if you fall into a lion's pit, the reason the lion will tear you to pieces is not because it's hungry. Be assured, zoo animals are amply fed, or because it's bloodthirsty, but because you've invaded its territory. Keep in mind, this passage comes from late in the book and is given to us in an interview. Chapter 99. Mr. Okamoto. Mr. Patel, we don't believe your story. Pi Patel. So you didn't like my story? Mr. Okamoto. No, we liked it very much. Didn't we, Atsurtsu? We will remember it for a long, long time. Mr. Chibata. We will. Silence. Mr. Okamoto. But for the purposes of our investigation, we would like to know what really happened. I know what you want. You want a story that won't surprise you, that will confirm what you already know, that won't make you see higher or further or differently. You want a flat story. We want a story without animals that will explain the sinking of the Sitsum. Give me a minute, please. Later in chapter 99. You can't prove which story is true and which is not. You must take my word for it. I guess so. In both stories, the ship sinks. My entire family dies, and I suffer. So tell me, since it makes no factual difference to you and you can't prove the question either way, which story do you prefer? Which is the better story? The story with animals or the story without animals? Mr. Okamoto. That's an interesting question. Mr. Chiba. The story with animals. Mr. Okamoto. Yes, the story with animals is the better story. Here we see Pi, the narrator, has told his story, but the investigators don't believe him. He retells the story with a more realistic framing. Is Pi a reliable narrator? After 227 days lost at sea, is he delirious? Should he be trusted to be honest? But which story is better? Thank you for joining me.